Dr. Adam, I was so happy to meet you because we're both human biology majors from Stanford in undergrad. And I was just so excited hearing about all the great work that you've been doing. So can you please tell me a little bit about your course, the Cooking for Kids?
So we put together a massive open online cooking course with a bit of nutrition education sprinkled in. I teach in child health and child nutrition at Stanford, and I found that parents were sort of getting the idea that cooking healthy food required a great deal of training or a great deal of time, and we wanted to sort of dispel those myths. So we put together some short, entertaining videos that tried to convey the principles of healthy home cooking in a fun way that wasn't finger wagging, and we hope that it did the trick.
And did this later lead to the idea of founding your nonprofit, Cooking for Kids?
It did. So Just Cook for Kids was founded in response to a kind of the response we got to these videos where people said, we would love to see more simple, approachable content that could inspire the regular person to get back into the kitchen and to become more aware of what they're eating. So we're now partnering with, for example, the Second Harvest Food Bank to make some simple videos to help their clients know what to do with the vegetables that they're receiving in their weekly package. And so I think this format, this short, entertaining, accessible, easily digestible, excuse the pun, kind of format is really appealing to people because they want to sit down and watch somebody cook something and tell them a little bit about what's in the food and why it might be good for them or why they might want to limit that food a little bit in their children's diets. And so I think that it's really a powerful tool for reaching out to a broad audience.
So that sounds like a great idea. So my question for you is, with people having such busy lives and busy schedules, do you ever encounter difficulty having your clients actually sit down, watch the videos, and put the time into cooking a home-cooked meal?
Yes, I mean, definitely one of the biggest challenges we face as a society is not having enough time to cook healthy meals. But I think you can show people ways in which to make home cooking very time effective, very affordable. There are certain principles you can use whereby you don't need to follow a recipe and use a dozen different measuring cups. If you know how to saute onions in olive oil and throw some veggies on top, that can be a powerful tool to make flexible meals and make meals on the go when you need to for your children. I think that making our videos short was done intentionally in order to make them more accessible to people. And I think that in general, the recipes or the foods that we cook in the videos are not ones that require specific amounts of ingredients, but ones that follow principles.
Great. So your 3 children must be eating incredibly healthy at home.
You know, they're still children. I have to say, I think it's fine to give children cake once in a while, to bake cookies for them. I think that it's all about moderation. So I don't think we need to teach our children that they may only eat really healthy food all the time. I think it's a question of teaching them the skills to make better choices most of the time.
And then they'll bring those skills with them into adulthood.
That's what we hope.
So how did you originally get the idea to tackle this problem?
Well, we have a little boy with celiac disease, so we end up having to cook a lot of our meals at home anyway to avoid the gluten. And what we found was that we were actually eating much healthier as a family because of this child, and we were actually enjoying our food more than we ever had before. And I thought to myself, this is amazing. I wish I could help other parents see that this can be done simply, it can be done affordably, and it can be done despite a busy work schedule.
Well, I'm sure parents around the world are thanking you for taking the initiative.
I hope so. I think it's been a lot of fun for me as well. I've learned just as much from the students in the online course as they have from our content.
So to shift gears a little bit, I was reading that you have a background in professional ballet dancing. How did you transition from that to tackling childhood obesity?
You know, I was a ballet dancer for 10 years after high school. And then when I was 27, I finished dancing and I had a great opportunity because I got accepted to Stanford University. So I entered as a 27-year-old freshman, and I was interested in physiology, mostly because of dance. I had been interested in how the body works, and when we got injured, I was always curious to understand what was going on. And then in medical school, I also became more interested in the healthy child, and I started to have my own children in medical school, so that was a big motivator. And I would say the biggest motivator for me to tackle this issue has been my own 3 children, and trying to figure out what it is that threatens their healthy development and their healthy growth, and what I can do to fix that problem.
Right. And so what advice would you have for busy parents out there who are trying to find ways to simplify their cooking and help give their children the healthy meals that they need?
I think the first piece of advice is that you can't change everything overnight. So I think small steps towards healthier choices are great. If you can cook dinner maybe once or twice a week, if you're not cooking at all, or if you are cooking once or twice a week, maybe you can bump that up to 3 or 4 times a week. If you can use, in general, sustainably grown, healthy, available ingredients, it'll be both more economical and healthier in general. And if you can have the confidence to try things out, experiment in the kitchen. There is no right and no wrong if you're combining ingredients that are healthful and that you enjoy. So I think just having a fearless attitude in the kitchen is a huge component to success.
Well, I'm going to try to remember that when I have kids sometime in the future. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about that we haven't touched upon yet today?
I think you've covered it all. It was lovely chatting with you.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Adam.
Great. Thank you.